my plan is eventually to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that independent was like, hey, you can't fight who you are, right? So they actually agreed with me on a deal where I could purchase my book of business when the timing was right.
Yeah.
So I was able to work towards something that eventually I was going to own,
Yeah.
had the support of a great staff and great people, knowing that eventually that day would come. And so that moment when I did that, it was scary. Number one, I took a 75% pay cut.
Yeah.
My wife we had our third child. She stopped working at her job with great insurance and good income. And so we made that first big leap of faith. And for 6 months, you're not sleeping, you're worried, this is going to not work out. It's so scary. Then started to hit my stride. Fast forward, about 4.5 years later. And I said, you know what? I think I'm ready to do this. I think I'm ready to go on my own. Okay, well, how do we get there? Well, in order to get there, I had to sell my house. So I moved my family from this beautiful 3,000 square foot house that I had saved up for and had a nice house, sold my house, sold my car, moved my family to the apartment complex I lived in when I was 23 years old when I first moved to Valpo. But I knew it was part of the future that I was wanting. And I knew that if I did that and I sacrificed and I put money towards myself and towards this business, that it will work. But again, another real scary moment, 38 years old, being like, I got a great thing going here. I'm going to go roll the dice on myself again. But I had a vision about a different culture. And, speaking about leadership, that's really what I think is important that we talk about today. And that was a different level of trust with staff members. And, I work alongside these people. They don't work for me. We work together because they have traits that I don't have, and I have traits that they don't have. So it's a complementary relationship, and it starts with that. And I'm gonna take this from one of our great consultants. It's that art, that appreciation, respect, and trust stays at the forefront of everything we do. And everyone in our organization now knows that they've got something that I don't have for sure, and we just, for lack of better words, try to say, let's stay on that as much as possible.
So I want to go back to, I didn't know that you had to sell everything.
25% of my retirement was gone too. I did cash in 25% of my retirement.
So walk me through, number one, your wife must be a rock star.
You have no idea. Well, yes, you do, because you're
I've met her. Yeah. Can you walk through kind of some of the emotions behind that, like those conversations, and then ultimately what did that look like? Because for me, when I started my business with nothing.
Okay.
I started when I was still in college.
Mm-hmm.
I was still in the military, and really the worst thing that could happen to me is I would owe $20,000, something like that. That's like how I started, right? I think so many people in that age range, 30 to 45, who've always wanted to own a business, and they see that risk stacked against them, they run the opposite way.
Absolutely.
So what was that like? What were those conversations? What were the emotions behind that?
Oh my gosh. It was, I couldn't even put myself in that mindset because it was only about 5 years ago. And I asked my wife, Devin, I said, hey, listen, I think I'm ready. And she said, well, you did this 5 years ago, right? Are you going to do this again? And I said, I'm going to do it on a bigger scale. I'm going to really roll the dice.
Yeah.
This time we're going to lay all the chips out there. And she said, okay, well, everything you seem to do, it works out. She goes, I think it's because you're, a pretty good person and you do the right thing. And I said, I think it's just because I'm crazy enough to actually go forward and not stop until it happens. Yeah. And, from what did it look like? Well, let's try to find money to make this happen. And we started going through everything and be like, we love this, but we could live without it if we have to.
Yeah.
We love this. Like, you really assess your needs and wants at that point, right? What's a need and what's a want. And then how do those relate to what the future could look like? Scary is an understatement, right? It really is. And when you're walking into the apartment, then you sell your house, and you're walking into this apartment and you're like, man, this is tough. This is really, but it's like that motivation, like it's that next challenge. And I see it happening again. I'm going to double down again. I'm going to bring on more people that, I know the numbers work, that we will be able to afford them with the growth we're seeing right now. But every time you make a hire, what do? You bring down the amount of income you're bringing home to your family for the greater cause. And I'm going to continue to do that because I feel like our foundation is strong enough that there's just no way we're going to fail.